Hello, fight fans. This is classic boxing and MMA. And I know I haven't made videos in a while, but that's because when I was at dialysis on Saturday, was my third day, and I had like Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, 3 days, 2 days off. But I left my phone at the dialysis center, and my cabbie wouldn't go back to get it. So I had to wait till I went in Tuesday to retrieve my phone. And of course, I had to recharge my phone, and it took me a while to get the charger because my family was using it as a Roku cord, whatever the hell. Okay, what I want to say is that I saw the Deontey Wilder. We continue to report, even though it already happened days ago. I saw the Deontey Wilder fight with Brezele, Dominic Brezele. Excuse me, folks. And I want to say that was the most impressive knockout I've ever seen. Well, no, I say the most impressive knockout was Rocky Marciano over Jersey Joe Walcott. But this one had to be the first one that I've seen personally in my lifetime on TV. Of course, I wasn't around back in the days of Marciano and Walcott, but I've seen it replayed even before YouTube on a 16 millimeter film. I was a young guy. But if anybody doubts Deontey Wilder's power now, he's a damn fool. He's a damn fool. Deontey Wilder might go down as the biggest one-hitter quitter in boxing history. I was listening to a commentary the other day on these one-punch knockout punchers in boxing, one-hitter quitters in boxing, and it said that they were discussing. I think a guy named Hatman, an English guy, was discussing it. But he said that he was trying to say Julia Jackson. Well, he has compared Julia Jackson to Deontey Wilder. Though Julian Jackson was a middleweight. See, pound for pound, the biggest one-hitter quitter. And I had said before in the video that Deontey Wilder might be the biggest one-hitter quitter, but I mentioned Julian Jackson and that it was between those two. But Hatman mentioned some things that I didn't think about. That is, number one, was the biggest thing, and Julian Jackson never, never KO'd anybody elite except for Terry Norris. And Terry Norris was known to be chinny or have a weak chin or ass jaw or whatever. Okay. So I'm taking that into consideration. Will Deontey Wilder have 2.5 guys on his resume? The reason I say 2.5 is because the biggest guy on his resume is not on his resume, but it is on his resume because he had a draw. That was Tyson Fury. And the reason I said consider Tyson Fury as half of a one-hitter quitter is because Tyson Fury rose like the phoenix from the ashes. Okay. He didn't KO Tyson Fury. Some people say that the count was slow and that the referee assisted Fury in rising from right before the 10 count. But still, it goes down as a knockdown and not a knockout. Just like some people say Fury won, but still it's noted as a draw by the judges And therefore, on the record, it's officially a draw. The same with people saying that Tyson Fury should have been counted out. Officially, he was not counted out. So I got to go by that. Anyway, big kudos to Dominic Brezele for even getting up from that. He got up at about the count of 11. The ref was just waving it off when Fury got up. I mean, when Brezele got up from the canvas. Let's say he got up at like 10 and a half. The fact that he could pull himself up from that and stand up from that is testament to this man's ruggedness and will. I got to shout that out. But the way Wilder laid it on him, his legs went out from under. If the referee would have let that continue, Brezele might have got seriously hurt, or might have got his career ended, or might have never got up at all, which I doubt, but he would have been in some serious trouble. I don't doubt that. Now, I knocked a guy out like that once. I was working at a nightclub, and these two guys, brothers, were drinking and acting a damn fool. And both of them were about 6 foot, a little bit over. One of them was over 6 foot. And I had told them to stop what they were doing earlier, 2 or 3 times, right? So this last time I told them, I got so enraged that I grabbed both of them by their clothes, their coats, back of their collar or something like that. And I drug them out the place and threw them out, both of them at one time. And while we got outside, it was a long crowd. And I looked around, and it was hard to get back in. The crowd was all the way down the street. The crowd waiting to get in, that is. Standing in like a file line at the door was way all the way down the street. And so I barged my way out with these two guys because of my anger. I found it difficult to barge back in. So one of the guys started approaching me in a hostile manner. And the other guy was like, motherfucker, who the fuck are you throwing me out? Now, I guess they were squirming when I had them, but I'm pretty big and very strong. And these guys, like, they made about 200-something pounds. But I was 6'5", almost 300 pounds of muscle. And I drug them out like a ragdoll, like ragdolls. But anyway, one of the brothers approached me in a hostile manner. And when he got the mid-range, because I'm always was a mid-range fighter, I could outbox you. But I was always mostly a mid-range. I hit him with what's always been my best punch, a short chopping right hand. And he went down like Dominic Brezele. That's what it reminded me of. But when this dude went down, his head hit the ground and he was out. Well, first, I hit him and he went and he fell against one of the staff in the club's car and tore her side mirror off. Then his head hit the ground, but he was out just like Dominic Brezele before he even hit the ground, because his legs went out from under him, just like with Dominic Brezele. When that happened, the other brother started backing the fuck up. But the guy that had us, my trainer, who was Marcus Marinelli, the same guy who trained my OC, I can't think of his name, like my Stipe, same guy who trained Stipe, trained me. Stipe wasn't around back then. That's a long time ago. I don't think Stipe, he was around, he was just starting to come, but I don't remember him, so he wasn't, that was a while ago. We, me, Dan Bobish, other people trained at that gym, and one of Marcus's friends offered us all a job, bouncing in that club. It was a club in back of Rascal House in Cleveland, Ohio, down right across the street from CSU. So, anyway, eventually, the place got the owner transitioned it into made it a little bit a different hangout because the people that were coming in there were fighting and shit like that, and they almost beat a guy to death one time. But anyway, Marcus and the other guys made me go way up on somewhere on some floor higher up and hide out to the police that left. We had a cop there with us who was helping us out, helping us. He was outside the door with his pistol, you know, making sure that then no one came in with it. Well, we did that, but you know, he was just outside with his pistol. Because in Cleveland, you can't really come. If you're doing security, you can't really come in the club with your pistol unless it's some shit like some shooting or something, you know. And we were inside. We were the guys without weapons, but we were the bouncers, the people who stopped the fights and such. He was outside waiting in case some shit went down and he had to do what he had to do. But anyway, the cop saw me and he made a cross sign. Like I said, I'm scared of you the way I knocked this guy out. So they made me go upstairs because the other police had came. And the ambulance came. But took the guy, I'm serious. About 10 minutes to wake up. Ambulance came, they finally woke him up. He woke up before the ambulance came because they wanted to take him to the hospital. He declined. Him and his brother left the club. Well, they were ready to leave the club after that. But they made me go up top because the guy threatened to come back blazing with a pistol. And so the cop was off to the side somewhere. When he said that, they threatened to get the cop to arrest him for menacing, and then he ran off. He left with his brother. The staff member was asking what happened to her car, to the side mirror. Of course, no one snitched. And Bobish was there with me that night. If you remember Bobish, he came in second once in UFC. And Bobish was tripping out the way I knocked this guy out, right? Because everybody thought eventually me and Bobish would fight. And he didn't want me, because I was a very sorry wrestler when I started training with him. Then I got decent as a wrestler, I got good as a wrestler. And plus, I was a boxer. And I guess he felt that if I got together, that I would be competition. But you know what? I didn't really. I was working as a correction officer, and I couldn't take off and get sponsors and train like I was supposed to in order to get into something like that. But anyway, plus I was over 30 anyway. What the fuck am I gonna do over 30? Just starting something. I didn't have time to get good. When I did get good at it, it was only when YouTube really came out. And I started watching on YouTube, oddly, a guy that everybody says is a fake Tony Ticini. I started watching him do some of the same moves that I was taught in the shoot fighting gym, which is sketch wrestling. Really, Tracy's karate gym, but Marcus taught shoot fighting back then. And I saw him, and when I saw, then I was able to understand a lot of these grappling moves and start executing. At 44, at 42, 43, 40, and I was tapping Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belts who was younger than me. A lot of them was tall and taller than me. I'm 6'5", some guy was 6'7", 6'8", but they didn't have the weight. They were like 240, something like that. But they were black belts, and I was tapping these guys because wrestling with Big Bobish, who was an AAU wrestling champion, I became a good wrestler. And a lot of these guys would pull guard on me, starting and would get on the bottom, starting, and I just tap them. But anyway, I was sad to say this. the way that Deontey Wilder punched Brezele, the fact that Brezele was able to get up, that's fucking incredible. The fact that he was able to get up before a 100 count is fucking incredible. I guess he really did want to get at Deontey Wilder. He really did want to get up, because if he didn't, ain't no way in hell he would have got up from that. Of course, he didn't beat the 10 count. And when he got up, he stammered backwards, and the rope saved him from falling over into the stands. But if the referee wouldn't stop that fight, he did wisely. Well, anyway, he got counted out any fucking way. Arguably. I mean, yeah, and then Dominic Brezele had the nerve to come later on and say the ref stopped the fight too quick. Man, are you fucking crazy? You might have got your head knocked off. You did get your head fucking almost decapitated. But anyway, Anthony Joshua took him 7 rounds to take Brezele out. But I don't think Anthony Joshua was trying to take him out with one big blow. That's how Deontey Wilder fights. That's the different styles of the men. I don't know if he would have been able to do that to Dominic Brezele anyway. Not like that. Wilder is a big ass puncher, don't get me wrong. And I think he'll go down as one of the biggest punchers ever in the heavyweight division. I'd say probably 7 or 8, something like that. But Joshua, that is, might go 7 or 8. But I think Wilder might go down as the 1 or 2 best punchers ever in the heavyweight division. I'll say this: the 1 or 2 best hitter quitters in boxing, period. Sweet Hip and Julia Jackson. And so far, Wilder has floored better elite competition than Julian Jackson did. And he has knocked out, I say, 2 or 3 better competition than Julian Jackson did. Both of them knocked out a bunch of journeymen. But all fighters big punchers have knocked out journeymen when they began. But few of them knocked out the elites. I say right now, Rocky Marciano or either Joe Louis have knocked out more elites than anybody else out of the hard punchers. So, it's between those two for being the best hitter quitters in all of boxing, or at least in the heavyweight division. So, as you know, I always compare Wilder and Marciano. So, okay, folks, if you hit the like button and subscribe. Peace.